Hello! MCAT is offering 4 summer camps to kids who are interested in everything media, from stop animation documentary filmmaking to a full zombie feature film. Your kids will learn how to make a movie from concept to filming and the editing process. We have counselors that will help your child's vision come to life, but they're only limited by their imagination. So, sign up by logging on to MCAT.org or stop by at 500 North Higgins Suite 105. Wazoo!
Hey, welcome. I'm Scott Ramp,
I'm Neil Wells,
counselor.
counselor.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, we're extending this edition of Missoula Live into a kind of a talk show, and we're going to be talking about summer camps. We're going to reminisce about past year's summer camps, and we're going to be talking about this year's summer camps.
Yeah.
Yep. One of the biggest differences that we've done just last year is we've altered the time to be, instead of being 1 to 5, to being 12 to 5. So it's 5 hours of camp, and we adjusted it with one of the camps, and I just decided to be like, why don't we just do it with all the camps to avoid any kind of confusion. It took a little while. There was a couple kids who showed up at 1, but I think this year it'll be a lot smoother transition.
Yeah. I definitely think that's a good move. You know, definitely the more time we can get kids in here to actually make stuff and enjoy the time, then the better, for sure.
So what do the kids even do in these camps?
Well, let's see, you know, as you know, we've got 4 different camps we offer, 2 animation, our time traveler or documentary camp, and our zombie camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the animation camps, it's the same camp both times. You know, you stop animation and have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah. And, animation camp has kind of taken a life of its own in regards to our Saturday drop-ins.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're watching this now, our Saturday drop-ins are probably long over, but we usually kind of do it coincide, congruently, parallel, all different words that mean the same thing for the school year.
Yep, every Saturday, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m.
But if you're watching this, it's probably not happening anymore.
Not during the summer.
No, not yet. The summer, we usually like to cut the kids off and make them want our summer camps. That's usually how we work. But let's talk a little bit about our first camp, which is our animation camp. It's kind of what we do for the first week in June. Actually, it's the last week in June. Sorry, excuse me. It's kind of like our transition into July, because July has basically become our big summer camp month. So we have a video of our first animation camp. We'll talk a little bit more about animation camp right after this video on DDR1.
What a nightmare. Did I just pee in the bed? No!
so hot. Oh my, she must have been so hot.
And I rode 500 miles. What me? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna walk back.
So yeah, you saw an array of videos right there. Of course, we have more animation camp videos. And one of the things we always like to utilize is we want to encourage creativity.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that I really enjoy about these kids is that they have a very vivid imagination. They bring a lot of new, nuanced information and all sorts of things that help and kind of inspire them. So, like Animation Camp 1, I don't know if you remember too much of it, but is there any particular animation camp that you remember?
Let's see. They all just kind of blur together for me. You know, it's always just so much animation so quickly.
Oh yeah, and how many videos do we usually end up with? I remember at least 20 different.
At least
animations.
20, and you know that's also a mix of live action in there because while it is animation focused, we do let the kids take out the camera like saw in that video there and have fun. Yeah,
I mean it's a good opportunity. We try to cultivate creativity while at the same time trying to instill some kind of knowledge of the technical aspect of editing video and voiceovers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think you know we just tell them it's just like don't make this video for you. Make this video for everybody, you know?
Yeah.
Be a selfless videographer, basically. It's like being a musician. If you're in like a jazz combo and if you're being like the musician who solos the whole time, it's just the same trumpet player trying to screech the high C over and over again.
Oh, trumpets.
Yeah. So you just got to think about some of the animation and some of the things, but of course, Animation Camp 1 happens the last full week of June. We have that break of July 4th week, and then when we come back, we'll have the Time Travelers Camp, and then we'll have Animation Camp the week after that in mid-July, the third week in July, and then finally with the Zombie Camp. We'll talk a little bit more about the Zombie Camp a little bit later, but
the big one.
Yep. I do want to show the last Animation Camp video, and then we'll talk a little bit more of our new camp that we started last year, our documentary camp. So here is Animation Camp 2.
Five steps to becoming a shoe. Step 1, be unboxed. Come on, we don't got all day. Step 2, get to know your partner. Come on, meet your partner. They're basically identical to you. Step 3, try dating. Step 4, start stepping on things that will stick to you. Try stepping on something sticky, like gum. Step 5, go to bed in your box. Good night, right shoe. Good night, left shoe. And now you know how to become a shoe. Yeah! Bye, Aaliyah.
Hey, watch out! Oh, what do you think you were doing?
I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. It was all my fault.
Are you hurt?
Just my head.
I'll take care of you. Don't worry.
All right, welcome back. So as you saw, a bunch of more animation films, and those are all the animation films we'll be showing for the remainder of the time.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit more, as you saw in the flash on the screen. That was a little taste of our Time Travelers camp. In our Time Travelers camp, describe a little bit of what we did.
We went out to the fort, where we got to use basically all the stuff they had there to make documentaries. It was a lot of fun. We had the access to the Fire Watch Tower, to just the train.
My favorite one was the schoolhouse. We had that titular photo of Aaliyah holding up the signs that says Time Travelers
the
Camp.
schoolhouse was so cool.
And I think that was that's one of my favorite photos. And that's definitely on our posters now. Once again, you can go to mcat.org if you want to sign up any of your kids to this. The age range is pretty loose when it comes to 9 to 13-year-olds. We do have a 14 and up geared towards kids who have done camps before. We've made exceptions in the past for kids who are younger. It hasn't been total bomb or whatever. I don't know how to describe it, but there hasn't been any kind of major issues with having some of the younger kids in there. But they do have to ask, and it is always nice to have a prereq of some kids who have done the camps before.
Yeah, generally the kids who are there are kids who want to be there.
Yeah.
And it's pretty great with that.
And one of my favorite things I like to do to the kids is that they asked me, it's like, oh, do you think I can work here someday? It's just like, well, knowing you could either help you or hurt you. And that doesn't answer their question. But yeah, one of the things that I really like how MCAT's done is that we've utilized a lot of our summer camp kids into employment. Like yourself, you've done summer camps back in the day. You mean you were
since 2010.
Yeah, you were in summer camps a couple years before I even started helping, counsel.
Yeah.
And it was very, it's been a very interesting time, and we've been doing this for so many years. And the cool thing about it is that we've had a lot of returning kids. Just in the top of my head, I can think of Nain. Nain is one of the prime examples of a kid who's been coming here every single year. Even his sister has been coming here every single year as well. Yeah. And it's such an interesting legacy deal because even Graham, he's about your age. Yeah. He came to these camps for many years, and then his younger brother came to these camps, did Saturday drop-ins, and it's just been it's been really receptive, and a lot of parents really love having their kids in these camps, and it really engages kids in a way to kind of use technology in more of a useful way rather than just kind of watching Let's Play videos on YouTube. Yeah. That seems to be very popular nowadays. And, there's nothing wrong with, watching something you enjoy. But this is a good opportunity for kids to make things, hopefully to let other people enjoy as well.
I can say I wouldn't have been outside nearly as much if I didn't come here. I'd be inside playing video games.
Right. And speaking of outside...
that's fun, but...
Speaking of outside, Time Travelers Camp. Fort Missoula, Historic Museum Fort Missoula, we partnered up with them last year. It worked out very well. This year we hope to continue that bond that we've made with Fort Missoula and to have any kids who are interested in documentary filmmaking. Most of my expertise is in journalism, background, going to college, and all that stuff like that. Sure, I made movies and I made videos here at MCAT for many years, but primarily my college was for journalism and documentary and just kind of nonfiction kind of video making.
And documentary seems daunting, but it's really just about putting a voice to what's already there.
And speaking of putting a voice already there, we have a video for you guys made by one of our longtime campers, Aaliyah. So without further ado, here's that video.
County librarian, Ruth, came to the leaders of the Anaconda Logging Company. She told them she wanted to provide books for the workers. Instantly, the owners of the company opposed because they knew that if the workers got smarter by reading, they would start asking for higher pay and more rights. Ruth finally convinced the bosses to give the workers the books. She sent the books to a man named Kenneth Ross. Ross had a cart made that was 14 feet wide and 40 feet long. Cart even included sleeping quarters for the traveling librarian. Every Sunday, 60 men would bring back their books. The library became more and more popular with every visit it made. The library was referred to as Lumberman's Library. In 1926, the car saw over 5,000 visitors and 3,195 books were checked out. Even after the logging company closed, the library still traveled around letting many people read. Today, the library stands at the historic Fort Missoula in Missoula, Montana. You can visit it and have as much fun as I did.
Hey, welcome back.
Yes.
That was our documentary made by Aaliyah, who's done our summer camps for many, many years. We're going to switch gears and we're going to be talking about more about our zombie camp.
Ooh, zombie.
Yeah, zombie camp. Last couple of years, we've had a script. Last year was the first year we actually drew out the script all completely and decided to be like, you know what? I'll have each group or each mind kind of come up with their own zombie sequence.
Yeah. It was a very anthology.
Yep.
And it was, I think, worked very well that way.
Oh yeah, I mean I like it. I mean like the idea of having an anthology is that they're not, you know, like if they have some parts in it that are not as good as others, they're able to really just kind of like connect them all together in one kind of big push for a movie.
Yeah,
you know, as long as they stay within the theme of like zombie camp, it has to be somewhat within the same world, and that's what we're gonna try again doing this year. I mean, we basically doubled the length of our zombie camp movie just by allowing them to do some anthology stuff.
Yeah, because, you know, not only could they work on their project, but then they'd work on other kids' projects, and, you know, it really, everything spun off of itself, and they got a chance to do a little bit of everything, which is a little harder to do when there's a script, just because, you know, you have to have somebody be a main character the whole time, but I think it worked very well.
Yeah, I mean, I got a chance to work with every group at every certain point, except for yours. Your group was kind of doing your own thing. You worked with Nain, who was acting counselor last year. So let's talk a little bit more about your movie.
Oh yeah, that movie.
So what was the context of what was it your idea? Who's kind of like?
It was mainly the kids, you know, with like some reining it in for me, you know, just to keep it in a realistic time frame.
Right. Like what kind of things do kids come up with that are just like, oh wow, how are we actually gonna do this?
Well, so, you know, the concept of theirs was normal zombies weren't really much of a threat, but there was like a new type of zombie that was really a big threat. So, you know, I had to help them. I helped them do the makeup to actually make it look menacing. And other than that, you know, I think they didn't really know how they were going to pull off making the zombie like scarier than just the the normal zombies.
Right. And I did notice that one of the kids wanted a scar on his face.
Yeah.
And then that scar would be constantly changing because just like different
multiple
parts of the
shooting days, yeah, and then it's like liquid latex, so sweat makes it come off eventually. And
yeah, and that's one of the things I do want to talk about too is like latex. Like a lot of times, we were doing a zombie camp, and if you have a latex allergy, it's kind of like not a really good place for a lot of kids who do a zombie camp.
I'd like to do more with like scar wax personally, because it's a good alternative.
That's something we can definitely think about because we definitely have more than enough time to gather resources because we still have a big jug. Yeah, we're not going to chug no jug of latex, but we have a good
scarf
jug.
We were talking about.
Yep.
I think that would have been much better with some scar wax. Would have stuck better.
Right, or even like something as simple as just doing a couple things. But we're just talking shop right now. Don't worry about it. Zombie camp. It's one of our longer camps. It's 9 to 5 p.m.
Yes,
so it's an
full day.
all-day camp. And it's $200. It's actually a pretty good price. $200 for Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
We do ask that the kids be at least 14 and up. We're looking for kids who are more mature.
Yeah,
who've
kind
done
of
this
PG-13 content. There's blood.
There's blood, gore, violence,
I mean, it's
and
a
all this
zombie
stuff.
movie,
It's implied that with the zombie movie, it's like it's gonna be violent. It's gonna have killing. It's gonna do this kind of thing that
we always
really
try
have
to
think
keep
about it.
everything and having a bit more of a lighthearted tone, though.
But we want to instill a lot of ideas to the kids. Be like, this is just a movie, and this is only just a movie.
Yeah.
So you got to remember to separate your own personality out of the movie, because in this movie you're creating a world. You're creating a sense of movie logic. In the movie, this person would do this way, but in real life, people wouldn't necessarily do it like that, and that's something that we have to really just kind of like. Try to get the kids to understand, which is it's a complex ideology, and like zombies are becoming less and less popular nowadays, especially with
more mundane.
Yeah, even like it's becoming so like a zombie movie at any given point is gonna get old after a while. Like every 5-6 years, there's always a new resurgence of zombies and stuff like that, vampires and werewolves and all sorts of things, but. It's just zombies have always been a reflective of our consumerism.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get into too much of the philosophy. And this is something that I always like to ask the kids about. What is the motivations of the characters? And one of the things that I did love about your particular section of the movie is that you added character to a zombie. One of the things that always never happens is like, oh, this is a scissorhead zombie, or this is. A zombie with a giant eye in his hole, or something.
Well, even when it comes down to flawed films, if it has personality, it's fun to watch.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of parents really love, and a lot of parents really enjoy this movie. A lot of kids can go home and kind of show these videos. We do put these videos on YouTube, and I think I really like to stress the idea that I want to protect a lot of the kids' privacy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at MCAT, they're making a movie, and it should be shown. It's like one of those things. It's like, oh, I'm going to make a movie and just kind of not show it.
Yeah, movies are made to be watched.
Yep. So that's the kind of things that we try to do, while at the same time we try to respect kids' privacy and be like, okay, so we won't necessarily use your last name, so on and so forth. So we try to remember that for sure. So any parents at home watching, we're very respectful. We try to get a good rapport with the kids, because this is about the kids. This is 100% about the kids, no matter what, and we want to create a safe environment for them to create. And if there's any problems, quick course correction. I don't like to get in the way as much at all, if I don't have to. Okay. So, I think we're getting a little too into the depth of being a counselor, but there's no right way of doing everything.
Yeah, we're there to step in and help, but
yeah. We just want to cultivate creativity. Creativity is the biggest thing that we want to cultivate. Okay, so we do have a video that I actually came up with the concept of an idea, and this would be, and in making this video, use a collaboration of pretty much everybody in the zombie camp from last year. So without further ado, here's our one of our longtime counselor camp kids, Mason, in a zombie segment.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Mason Camel, and today we're back with another video. Before I want you to get What's up, guys? It's your boy Mr. Camel, and today we're back with another video. Before I want to get into the... What's up, guys? It's your boy Mr. Camel, and today we're back with another video. But before we get into that, I want you to smash that like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and comment down below #ZombieKillerForLife. So we've all probably heard the recent news of the government legalizing anyone to kill these undead creatures. Pretty crazy, right? Funny thing is, I've been doing this sort of thing before it was legal, so I'm kind of a pro. I've had the idea to go to a zombie-infested area and test out my new drone to film myself slaying the undead. Let's get into it.
Brothers and sisters of Anu, I have gathered you here today to bring back the life that was regretfully taken from us due to the undead rising from the earth and stealing the life upon the land.
He's putting us in danger.
We made it, and that's all that matters.
Can't trust him.
What do we do now?
I was almost bit twice.
Hey guys, welcome back. So that was kind of like the trailer, you know.
No
once the
trailer last
yeah,
year,
yeah. That means so ignore that. There's not going to be any live thing happening 4:30 tomorrow. But one thing that is available are scholarships. So if you have a kid and who really loves zombies, who is really passionate about this, they can apply to our scholarships online through our submittable sign up through MCAT.org. It's a good way for your kid to have a reduced price for it as well. I mean, we have one of the cheaper camps around for sure.
Yeah.
But it's also a good opportunity.
Trouble affording it, you know.
Yeah, it's a good experience for a lot of kids. And, you know, we've offered a couple summer scholarships to a couple kids so far this year. But, you know, there's still some left, so you guys can still apply for summer scholarships. Our summer camps are going to be run end of June. It's going to happen in most of July, so that's our big push for summer camps in July. We do a lot of kids-centric activities. We've done some this last year or so. We've been doing winter days and spring flicks, which happens during the winter break, but also during spring break. They've turned out very successful. Always nice to have a good turnout of kids, and it's a good opportunity for us to kind of like show kids how to make a fun video. But yeah, like I said, MCAT.org, good resource for anybody who's interested. You can learn a little more information about our animation camps, our Saturday drop-ins, our what else? Time Travelers Camp.
Time Travelers, yeah.
And also Zombie Camp. Zombie Camp is a good...
My personal favorite.
Oh yeah, and it's great because it's bloody, disgusting, latex, just all sorts of
off
the rails, and just like coming up with ideas and sequences are great. And like a lot of kids want to make a great zombie movie, but they have to take the time into making the zombies because it takes a lot of time to make the zombies. So I think that's a pretty good kind of overarch of everything you guys need to know about our summer camps. You know, they're just a great opportunity for kids.
Yep.
9 to 17 overall.
We have
8, 9 to
pre-care
18.
starting for zombie camp again?
Pre-care, we do have some early drop-in at around 8:30, and usually I don't know if there's any post-care until about 5:30. But it's a fairly long day for a lot of kids, and we always encourage that even parents who want to be a part of some of the summer camps be part of the zombie day, which we usually do on like Tuesday of
we get a bunch of people together. Do them up in a bunch of zombie makeup, have hordes.
Yep, just do the horde scenes and do all that stuff. Even if even if we don't even have any ideas for what the scenes are going to be for, it's always nice to have a bunch of zombies just in the background. Stock footage zombies. So think about that. And it's a good way for a lot of parents and kids to kind of work together on a big movie that they're going to be working on for zombie camp.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us. This summer, me and Neil, I'm Scott Ramph. This is Neil Wells. We'll be hosting these summer camps all summer long, and you guys can join us then during the summer camps. So for more information, go to MCAT.org. You can call us at 542-6228, otherwise known as 542-MCAT. So thank you and goodbye.
Hello! MCAT is offering 4 summer camps to kids who are interested in everything media. From stop animation documentary filmmaking to a full zombie feature film. Your kids will learn how to make a movie from concept to filming and the editing process. We have counselors that will help your child's vision come to life, but they're only limited by their imagination. So, sign up by logging on to MCAT.org or stop by at 500 North Higgins Suite 105. Wazoo!